China already told you that the U.S. involvement in the Israel-Hamas war will make the conflict grow bigger. But was China's prediction correct? The U.S. recently jet strikes Iran-linked assets in Syria. And why did the U.S. do it, you may ask? It's because Iran attacked the U.S. before because of its involvement in the genocide in Palestine. The conflict is indeed growing, and the U.S., which was supposed to cool things down, is fueling the fire. With this, China's prediction unfortunately came true. But China also predicted that the U.S. would pay a heavy price for its role in the Israel-Hamas war. So will that happen as well? Let's find out. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our channel. Innovation Diary brings you China's innovation stories, projects, and growing influence in different parts of the world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about fast-paced modernity, especially China's development and growing power, you will find our videos intriguing. In this video, we will discuss why the U.S. forgot that it was supposed to maintain peace. We will also talk about the reason behind the U.S.'s insane actions. Watch the video till the very end to know if the U.S. will pay the price of fueling this war. Let's get started. On October 27, 2023, U.S. fighter jets flew over to eastern Syria and dropped bombs on two places. These two places were connected to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is like Iran's special military group. But why did the U.S. do that? It was because for some time there had been a lot of attacks using drones and missiles on U.S. bases and U.S. people in that area. The U.S. fighter jets aimed their bombs at special places. These places were where weapons and bullets were kept, and they were linked to the Iranian military group called the IRGC. This attack was very precise, which means they aimed very carefully. They used two F-16 fighter jets to do this near a place called Bukamal. A senior U.S. military person said that they did this attack to protect their people and their bases. They wanted to stop the attacks from happening again, so they took action. The U.S. government has confirmed that there were no civilians present at the targeted base, which was known to house Iranian-aligned militias and IRGC personnel. However, the extent of casualties and the damage caused by the airstrikes are not yet known. The primary objective of these airstrikes is to deter Iranian-backed groups that are suspected of targeting the United States. This comes as a response to potential threats and tensions in the region, possibly aggravated by Israel's conflict with Hamas. The U.S. aims to take strong measures against these groups to prevent further acts of aggression. While the U.S. wants to protect its interests and security, it also strives to avoid escalating tensions in the Middle East, which could potentially lead to a larger conflict. Balancing these objectives is a challenging task, and the U.S. is carefully considering its actions to ensure stability in the region. Many experts are wondering whether the United States is truly concerned about preventing the escalation of conflicts in the Middle East. China has suggested that U.S. assistance to Israel could make the situation worse. By taking sides in this matter, it seems like the U.S. is inadvertently promoting a war. However, the U.S. didn't just express its support for Israel, it also provided military aid. This has left people questioning the purpose of these actions and whether the Middle East should consider the U.S. as an adversary. Iran's officials have been quite explicit in their communication with the U.S. They have made it clear that they do not wish to promote war. However, if the U.S. continues to support that results in genocide in Palestine, Iran warns that they will react, and the U.S. will have to face the consequences. As a global influencer and the world's largest economy, many nations expected the United States to play a responsible role in calming tensions in the Middle East, rather than encouraging conflict. Unfortunately, the perception is that instead of working to de-escalate the situation, the U.S. has been supportive of actions that could lead to war. The situation in the Middle East remains complex, and the involvement of major powers like the U.S. has a significant impact on the region's stability. It is essential for all parties involved to prioritize peace and dialogue over actions that might further intensify the conflict. It is known to all that supporting one nation and providing aid simply means that you want the war alive. But why did the U.S. do that? Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about China's development, power, and influence on the world. Let's continue now. In recent years, the world has witnessed a significant shift in global power dynamics. Not only the Middle East, but also countries like China, India, and Russia have been steadily gaining strength and influence on the global stage. The United States has not been too pleased with this emerging reality. The primary concern for the U.S. lies in its inability to surpass these rising powers. As a result, the U.S. has turned its focus towards supporting conflicts, particularly in the Middle East, in an attempt to maintain its influence and presence on the world stage. The Middle East has historically been a region of great significance due to its vast oil reserves and geopolitical importance. However, recent developments have highlighted the increasing influence and power of Middle Eastern nations. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates have invested heavily in diversifying their economies and enhancing their military capabilities. As a result, they have gained prominence in regional and international affairs. This shift has posed a challenge to the United States, which has traditionally maintained a strong presence and influence in the region. China, with its robust economy and rapid technological advancements, has emerged as a global powerhouse. Its Belt and Road Initiative has created economic and infrastructural ties with many nations, expanding its influence far beyond its borders. The U.S. has viewed China's ascent with concern, fearing that it might challenge its status as the world's leading superpower. In response, the U.S. has taken measures to counter China's growing influence, including economic sanctions and military tricks in the South China Sea. India, with its large population and expanding economy, has also begun to play a more substantial role in global affairs. Its diplomatic efforts, such as its partnership with the Quad countries like the United States, Japan, and Australia, have further solidified its position on the international stage. The United States, while recognizing India's potential as a strategic ally, has also been cautious about its rise as it seeks to maintain its dominance in the Indo-Pacific region. Russia, though no longer a superpower on the scale of the Soviet Union, has maintained its influence in international politics. Its involvement in conflicts such as Syria and its strategic partnerships with nations like Iran have given it a significant role in shaping the geopolitical landscape. The U.S. has often viewed Russia's actions with suspicion, leading to increased tensions and rivalry between the two nations. The United States, as it grapples with the changing global power dynamics, has increasingly turned its attention to supporting conflicts in the Middle East and other regions. The primary motivation behind this approach is to divert world attention away from the emerging powers and maintain their influence. By engaging in or supporting conflicts, the U.S. can continue to be a dominant player on the international stage. The U.S. has been involved in various Middle Eastern conflicts, such as the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, which have been a source of international attention and concern. Recently, the U.S. has been supporting the Israel-Palestine war. These conflicts have allowed the U.S. to remain in the global spotlight and maintain its position as a key player in the region. Additionally, the U.S. has provided military and financial support to factions in these conflicts to further its interests. But all this is resulting in conflict growing beyond Israel and Palestine. Iran has stepped and other nations will also do the same, considering the U.S.'s action. This time, the U.S. has miserably failed to prove itself as a global peacemaker. It proved that it was neither a peacemaker nor it was. It is just a country with a crown that does not know how to become a leader in real life. The U.S. thinks, it does not matter if this costs the lives of innocent people. As long as the U.S. is getting the limelight, who cares? But China has once again predicted that this won't end well for the U.S. We would like to take a moment here and appreciate you all for commenting and sharing your opinions. Your insights always impress us. Do you think the U.S. is responsible for the innocent people dying on both sides? Could the U.S. have saved them? Why does the U.S. not value human life more than its interests? Let us know in the comment section. Should the U.S. be pushed out of this war to make it reach a peaceful end? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence over the world. Until the next video, stay tuned.